Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Life is harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our life tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm moving my love. Yeah, when I wake up I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You sending messages I can't ignore. No contemplating, come here close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. You, when I wake up I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
How's that? Instead of a black box. I didn't put my face paint on and fix my wig, teased it in my wig. So y'all get to look at this pretty fireplace. Y'all hear my kitty cat? My feral cat has gotten all tame. I'm so glad my cat brought a cat home. All right. Those of you who like Mama T out there who tried to tell me so, this is for you. You can throw your popcorn at me and say, I told you so, Gypsy. Told you so. Let me turn this off now. Loop off. Loop off. Hide. All right. Let me pour y'all some, y'all like cocoa, tea, coffee? Here you go. You like that? It's like you're really here, isn't it? I'm feeding you. I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, United States of America, home of free. And we are home of Krispy Kreme donuts. Get you one. And we'll sit on my porch and talk about all the nonsense. Here's where you can come and gossip and satire and shoot the breeze. I'm not under anyone's regime. Isn't that awesome? Let's give myself a round of applause for going my own way. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Right? Hey, Chihuahua Mom. Isn't it pretty here today? You know what I'm going to do today? I am going to ride up to Mount Pilot and Mayberry, and I'm going to take some pictures and videotape the set of Andy Griffith. Would y'all like that? If you've never been, it's like literally right up the road from me. So it should be pretty cool. You can like go inside the jail and sit there at Andy's desk, and they have a car tour where you can, yes, Pilot Mountain. My daughter is buried there, overlooking Pilot Mountain there in Arat, and I will take some fall flowers to her grave. Are you really? No kidding. Yeah, and so I think it's I didn't want to go when it was hot, hot, hot. Now it's perfect. I'm gonna go up there and get some good footage for you guys of Mayberry, North Kakalaki. Mayberry, USA. Literally, Mayberry, USA. That's my plan today. Get y'all a donut and some coffee. Here, I'll pour you some more coffee. Here's just some coffee. Um, I wonder if that drunk is still in jail. You can actually go in it and lay there where he laid. It's pretty cool. And there's a brick. There's a brick that's signed by Ernest T. Bass. So you had your first Krispy Kreme. What did you think of that? Yeah. Yeah, you can go on a tour where they make them. And when you're a kid, that's one of the places that, hey, Days, that's one of the places that you go. When you're in grade school, you go to Old Salem and make a candle. Old Salem is where Moravians settled in this town, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Back then, Winston and Salem were two separate townships. But yeah, this was the cigarette capital of the world in the 80s. This is home of R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company, and also home of Wake Forest University. It's the South's version of an Ivy League school. And we have Winston-Salem, Winston-Salem State University here, which is also a big campus. And we have University of North Carolina School of the Arts is also here. And they have the Ukraine Ballet visiting and doing some performances at our local convention center. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to see that, but I am asking my husband and my son if we can go see the Nutcracker or Scrooge, the ballet here that they do put on from the arts is awesome. And it's just a neat experience, a cultural experience, I think. And also, I saw this. Let me stick this up here. If you ever are traveling this way, uh, Reynolds had a little, what is it called? The Gardens, and it's called a Renolda Village. And they're going to do, where the carolers dress up like old timey carolers. And you can take a carriage ride through the town. Let's see, did I put it up here? I don't know if I put the little info up here or not. Did I? What to expect at the Renolda Village Holiday Stroll. Kick off your holiday season with a stroll through historic Renolda Village. Enjoy carolers, free carriage rides, and beautiful decorations throughout the village. This is like where they have, there's a restaurant, there's the art gallery, there's the gardens. It's just awesome, the village there. Visit your favorite shops to get first dibs on their holiday selection and treat yourself to delicious fare from our. Let me hide this comment here so we can. Uh, okay. Your favorite shops to get first dibs on your holiday selection. Treat yourself to delicious fare from our restaurants. There is the Village Tavern. I highly recommend. Um, very good tap beer and food. Keep an eye out for a very special guest. He always wears red. And so that's sort of a neat little thing that's happening here locally for those that follow me locally. This too is coming up that I might try to go do. Is a ghost tour of Danbury, North Carolina. The Stokes County Arts Council is putting together. I think this might be something cool. This is sort of like an old rural town here, and I think it would be kind of groovy to go check that out. Who remembers these days right here? Look at this. Remember that? I wish I had a car like that when I go on my trip today. I would want to sit in the back and wave at everybody. How about y'all? I love them things, man, where the seats turn around and you can like wave at people. Hey, Tattoos and Unicorn, Jolie, Dazed. Good to see you. Ellen, hey, I'm so glad to see you. Yes, I will. I will get the Nutcracker, and they do a good Scrooge too. Absolutely. I will definitely do that. Yeah, I'm either gonna do the one in Danbury or the one in Elkin. The one in Elkin is a mental hospital paranormal tour. So I'm gonna do one of those. And we are planning on going to the Renaissance Festival next weekend, which is in a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's just a good time. That's called the North Carolina Renaissance Festival. So that's a lot of fun. If you've ever been, into LARPing or medieval fair, that is definitely a good time for family where we, get to dress up and LARP, right? Which is what we're supposed to be doing here, not going real life and acting psycho on each other. We're just supposed to be LARPing and having a good time, making each other laugh and entertain each other, not go as far as you possibly can to entertain. Let's see. I'm the one who was near Carolina Beach. Oh, I used to live at Atlantic Beach. I love Carolina Beach. Atlantic Beach, not so much. I probably would now that they've upgraded everything. When I lived at Atlantic Beach, they hadn't upgraded the circle yet. Excuse me, I had to get my coffee. Let me give y'all some more coffee here. Oh, let's see. Here you go. I'm trying to feed you breakfast. Okay, what else was I gonna go over here? Hang on a second, I'm gonna look at my notes here. Yeah, I guess that's that's a lot I'm planning on doing. So hopefully I'll have some content that doesn't involve people here. Something different, breath of fresh air. I'm kind of tired of talking about the same damn people over and over and over going in a circle, who's probably all in coots together, right? They're probably all having a barbecue somewhere in Kentucky. every summer. I mean, let's see. Yes, really, it has. You know what I really like about North Carolina? It's like Fayetteville. They do the where they do the lights on the boats at Christmas time is if you've ever been to not Fayetteville, it's where is it, honey? No, at the beach. No, where's the beach we almost moved to? Not Fayetteville. Wilmington. Wilmington does it. Not Fayetteville, Wilmington. They do all the boats light up at Christmas, and they have this huge Christmas tree off the highway. Yes, Wilmington. I love it. I'm glad that you people know. Um, yeah, I have to have my note, man. I have like brain fart. I'll get here and just freeze because I already have like stage fright. So when people are like, "Oh, she had 176 people in her chat," I freeze and I'll shut down. I'll say, "All right, we all have a good day," and I'll have 176 people watching me. But now it's like back down to like 15, 20. I can, you know, I can breathe. I'm not talking to you, honey. I'm live. He's in there answering me. I'm live. Oh, let's see. Let's give y'all a fireplace to look at. Where's my porch? Let's see. Where's my porch at? Let's see if y'all like this one. Chilling on a dirt road. Let's see, is that the background? Oh, that's too dark. Let's see if we do it here. I want it in the front, not in the back. Where did I put? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. There we go. Okay, let's see. Is that okay? Come on the porch. Come on. Yeah, I have to have my notebook, man. I need to get better pens. My pens ain't writing good. I need to get some good writing pens. So let's see if I. Do y'all have any questions for me? I know I've gotten people asking me questions in chats, and now that I'm live, y'all can put in chat any questions you want. It sucks when people get sloppy, messy, lazy with their show writing, that they choose to go shock jock real life. And so I try not to do that. So I write my show. It takes me time. I do my clips. I do my background and study and whatever what I got to do to prepare for it. Make my clips and make sure my clips ain't sloppy, and check it out before I go live and stuff like that. So sometimes I don't go live because I'm preparing for a good show. Let's see. Was there anything else I needed to go over here? Chilling on a dirt road. That song stuck in my head, man. You started on the creator doll, got the legs and part of the torso done as well. I bought the transfers and they're just sitting here because I'm not real sure what to do. I tried several times to get with my co-host at the time because that's what she does for a living, but never could get on the same page. So maybe you and I could get together because I did order transfers and I've got them back. I've got 2 that we can work with and just see how it works. You got 4? We have 4. They're of Ernie. We know those would sell. I even thought about ordering cardboard cutout Ernies. Everybody thinks he's entertaining, right? I do. He ain't heavy. Check this picture out I saw. I think this is a cool picture. That would be my cat right there. That would be my cat. Yeah, I can't wait to see that either, Jace. That sounds cool. Y'all have seen my dolls, right? Mine are like voodoo dolls. But you don't have to call it a voodoo doll. It's just sort of like a novelty. Though when I do stick a pin in it, my husband yells in the other room. I don't know. Might really be a voodoo doll. I am working so. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, let's see. Yeah, when he's in the, I'm gonna stick it now. We'll see. See, it works. Sorry. Are you playing with voodoo doll again? You need one for your neighbor? Well, order one. I make them to order, so let me know if you want one, and I will make you one. And here's the email. You can email me. Let me stick it up here for the dolls and soap. I think that's, yeah. The voodoo dolls are just $20. And tell me where you want me to ship it to. You need a voodoo doll? I have a video and actually a couple of videos of them. I'll turn my camera on real quick. I look awful, but I'll turn my camera on real quick so you can see what it looks like. And I make them to order, so whatever fabric I have and stuff is, you know, and it comes with a pin. Let's see. Let me take this picture off. Banner brand. Can you see it? It comes with this pin. Yep. Yep. Chilling on a different road. Yeah. I also make soap. Yeah. I make different kinds of soap. I'd get one, but shipping to Canada is crazy. And I've shipped soap there. No cackalack. If I had a voodoo doll, it would probably not work properly for myself. Yeah. Yeah, so just email me if you ever want anything. I've got make different types of homemade soap and the voodoo doll. Yep. Here's your refill. Right. Why not? Definitely Christmas presents. That's awesome. Don't dox me, bro. I will definitely order one. Okay. I gotcha. I just put it out there, man, from day one. I live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Come on. Come on with it. I got nothing to hide. No skeletons. Come on. Come get them. care less. Why do you want to know about me? I ain't nobody. Who gives a shit? Right? All those idle threats from the narcissist in our platform, and that's fun. How we have to deal with these personality afflicted individuals. Yep. Oh shit, I dropped it. Hold on a minute, I dropped it. Where'd it go? Where the hell did it go? Well, how weird is that? Okay, there it is. Shoot, I was gonna say it vanished. I'm back. Um, see, we still throw hands, right? This is what I have to say for those. I put this little ditty together. Let's see, where's my brand at? La, la, la. I put a little ditty together for those that want to come start
I
shit.
don't think we have anything for you. You're obviously in the wrong place. Please leave.
Get out of here, trashy whore, right? Get out of here, you trashy whores. That's pretty much how I feel about them. Oh, me, I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. Did you really? I love that movie. He's so good looking. You know, he's like what, in his 60s now? He's still attractive. Yeah. I remember when he was like in what's it called? American Gigolo from 1978, I think. He's always driving really nice cars in his movie. Another one that he was in that was so good with Lolita Davidovich and Sharon Stone. It's called Intersection. Watch that movie, Intersection. Damn, that is a good movie. Yeah. We are proud. Why is shipping so crazy to Canada? How do y'all get stuff from here? When we were talking about all this stuff over at Easy's, like why are people like intimidated and that sort of thing. It keeps reminding me of the RICO Act, and it is totally enmeshed in our community for some weird reason. Um, Organized crime. That's why. That's why. Everybody says, well, why this and why that and why the circle jerk? Well, it was prefabricated drama. Just go watch clips of Griff where he says, I'm going to come up with this story and it's going to move like veins or branches on a tree, right? The roots of a tree. And each little root of that tree is going to take on a storyline and create a lot of money while they're all high fiving behind the scenes, right? Because we know they come from the wrestling genre where that's what they do is write fake scripts. Just go watch wrestling. Y'all know that's not true. I hope. And this is their gig, you know, GIG gig, their shtick, their dog and pony. This is their rabbit out of the hat. This is how they entertain you Well, I think they've ran out of material of talking about the same person, so they start attacking subs and using subs for material. And they try to get more outrageous than the other. And when they do that, they go real life because they run out of things to shock you with. Are you shocked? You have people that have a lot of money that are bored and unhappy that pay for trolls to go over to Daisy and create havoc on her to get her to stop doing certain things. It's a way of strong arming people, which is this right here. It's called the RICO Act, RICO. And when you see people that are out of place in our community, they're usually the ones that are paying for this. I'll pay you to go do this. Hey, I'll give you this if you go do that. And they create what they call content out of it. I'm just gonna go right up the street and I'm gonna create content like that. Yeah. I've sat back and watched and called people out, and they have admitted doing it. They've admitted it just to watch my lives. They admit it. Yeah. So check that out whenever you're wondering why XYZ is happening. That's why. This right here. It's called organized crime. That's why. That's why. Now you know. Now you know. Mhm. Mhm. Y'all have any questions for me? Yeah. Yep, I've sat and watched it for 2 years. Started off as a sub, came here because of Summer Wells, and, yep. And I made my rounds. I went through the circle because I wanted to witness it myself. You can sit there and tell me until you are purple about somebody and something, but I want to go experience it my own self. Um, yeah. So, and Constance was right about Nicolina. She's batshit crazy, totally covert narcissist, multiple personality disorders, definitely several. And it looks like there's some narcissism going on with the coach there too. He always seems to resort to wanting to whip his wiener out. I don't know. Put your dick up there and let's get back to talking, not yelling, right? Talking. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I bet Dazed could sing that good. Do you ever sing Jolene, Dazed? I bet you could sing that so good. Do you ever sing that? Ooh, I'm gonna request you sing that next time you're karaoke. Of course, when I karaoke, it's more like croaking. I messed up. Oh, I tried to sing Valerie this last time, and I it's hard, man. I need to like practice that. When I listened to the playback, it sounded like I was yelling more than singing. Have you really? Oh, I bet you sing that good. I love that song. That's a good one. You do? Yeah. boy, I tell you, the guys were owning it the other night, man. They were good. I was impressed. I do too. I love her channel. I love the Bible study, and I get emotional too. So I really feel dazed. Her conviction, I feel it, and we're not filling pews anymore. We're subbing up. I'm glad to have her in our community. You've got 3 to learn by Friday. I hear ya. Mr. B is fabulous. Yeah, and, I think it was Forrest that was singing one song. I was like, "Man, that song was made for him." Can't remember the name of it. Boy, it was good. Gypsy singing all about garlic. I was thinking about, "Do you hear them talking about us?" Uh, yes, ain't that no surprise? Do you see them? See right through them. You remember that? Our lips are sealed. Pay no mind to what they say. It's a jealous game people play. Hey, our lips are sealed. Hush, my darling. Yeah, good times. Oh man, the Bangles. It was the Go-Go's. Yeah, the Go-Go's. The lead singer was so pretty. What was her name? Yeah, Belinda Carlisle. Yeah, so I was going to talk about the Boo Radley effect. That's why the name of my show today is called Boo Radley Facade. Covert narcissist, like some some of these toxic creators that we've been witnessing come unglued lately. Uh, Basically, like the intimidation and all that, you better not be in Easy's chat, is what they were being told last night in the middle of the night this morning. Is all a Boo Radley facade. They're not really scary people. And what I have discovered is they are scared. They are scared. And that's why they resort to this bullying and strong arming mobster mentality. And some of them have ties to the mob, you know. All it takes is Google, to Google people's names that have doxed themselves. And if it's all over the world wide web, that's not exactly a dox if you go and Google them and say, why is this person batshit crazy? And why is this person involved in this obvious RICO? And you'll find out all about them. So, um, yeah, pay attention to your surroundings, even on the internet. Oh yeah, I love for that's a good one too. Give me a line from that. How does that go? How does it go? Tell me a line from that real quick so I don't have to Google it. um, I used to sing the hell out of Four Non Blondes. How did that go? That's funny. Um, I said, "Hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah." I said, "Hey, what's going on?" Is that it? Well, I get in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, "What's going on?" Is that it? Is that it? Get up in the morning and my life is get up in the morning and my life is still and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, What's going on? I love that song. I said, hey, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Is that it? Am I getting it? Yeah, I feel you. Mama, mama, there's too many people crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. I love that. What's going on too? That's two of them that are good, right? I hear some. Yeah, hell yeah. Good morning, Nitro. Always good to see you. I clipped you. I hope that's okay. I needed some commercial clips. I need to upload it here so I can play you. Thank you for coming, and of course, you're welcome. And when I said, Nick supporters, I don't want here, I mean those that are like condoning her going real life on people and creating literal havoc. That means you're psycho too, and there's no fixing you. So I don't want to mix the two. I'm an empath, and I know there's no fixing. So of course you're welcome here, Nitro. I saw your comment, and thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. So just the psychos, just the psychos. I guess I could get a candy dish of Prozac, like I put out these donuts. I might do that. Could you take your Xanax and sit down? Maybe I should do that. I'll put out donuts, and then I'll put out your coffee here. Where's my video? And then I'll say, take your meds, and I'll leave a dish out of meds. What do you think? Then I don't have to shut anybody out? Is that rude? Hey, here's a Xanax. Good morning. Yeah. How are you? Have a great day. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you have a great voice, man. Yeah, the commercial that clip, you're like perfect. You're like have the voice for radio, man, or podcast. Like I always said, I didn't get in between it. Yeah, yeah. I don't even want to watch it anymore because it's become not entertaining. When it goes real life and that on people, that's not. I don't want to be a part of that. That's when I say, check, please. You know, because then it's just lazy writing. If you can't write a show and entertain people without hurting people, don't be here because that's not fun. You're killing everybody's buzz. And I get real high and I love Four Non Bonds, man. That's awesome.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
Where Cam was arrested. Every time I see that video here, I've just played of Candace. I think of all the effery going on around her case. I hope that with some of these arrests happening, that they find out what happened to Summer. The whole thing that brought me here. Now I'm here. Thanks for Ernie's encouragement and Mama T's initial help and Southern Girl backing me last month. And my co-host that was always by my side. I want to be able to leave a legacy. And when I say a legacy, I mean the way I view time travel is this: you will live forever if you're on the internet, and what is on the internet stays forever. Well, my kids aren't going to go through my photo albums. They're not. Let's face it. So, in 20 years when I'm gone, hopefully they'll know what I was like, And, you know, to me, that's time travel. Living forever is here. That's how I see it. What do y'all think? How are you going to leave your legacy? Yeah, me too, Ellen. So now I can like get my thoughts and feelings out this way instead of in someone else's chat, hoping they read it. I can just, you know, put out my theories and what I've witnessed, and you take it for what it's worth, right? Uh, the concept of my channel was always based on sort of like a talk show where I have people up and interview them, or I have people up and we just sort of, you know, sit on the porch and talk. But I also want to have sort of a Saturday Night Live affair going on, satire, and make you laugh. Um, I do voices, comedic, and I, you know, am into that kind of thing. I want to make you laugh. I want to make you feel good. I don't want you to walk away having diarrhea from all the drama and stress. We have enough of that in real life. So I hope that this is just sort of somewhere where you get comedic relief. We talk about serious issues and debate them in a mature, educated way where we are civilized in a society, and we appreciate societal norms. Although I am a rebel and nonconformist, um, when I see smoke, I leave. And so when people ask me why do I flip flop, I don't flip flop. I don't flip flop. Um, so I pay attention. They never read my book. So put it here, Jolene. One of their kids will. Yep. Your coworkers, your childhood friends. I can't believe the support I have gotten from people far and wide I thought that had forgotten me. Let me know that, you know, that they're out there supporting me and watching me and they're interested in knowing about me. And this is, like I said, my way of time travel. You know, you never die if you're on the internet. Just be responsible about what you put out. I'm gonna tone down, you know, my clips and satire, and like I've always said, if there's a clip that I have put out that you don't think portrays you in a positive light, even though it's comedic satire, email me. I will not remove an entire live because if I've made an entire live about you, I must have a conviction about it. But a little clip, yeah, I'll remove it. No problem. Right. Can I ask what went down with you guys? I was shocked to hear what was going on. Fuckery, and I'm not down for that. It took one instant because I'm familiar with covert narcissist, and I bounced. To me, that's not fun. You're a buzzkill. Let me put it this way, Nitro. It must have been something big for me to have turned my back on 3 people that were supporting me, including my sidekick. So it must have been something big, don't you think? Could it be Satan? Yeah, you can come on up. Let me move my donuts here so I can. Where's my little picture of my donuts? Let me take the donuts down here. Yeah, come on up. Come on. Come on the porch. Come on there. Yeah. Um, those people that I care about are very intelligent strong females, and they will all find out on their own. And I'll be here when they do. And if they don't want me, so be it. You know, you were never down for me anyway, right? Oh, I'm sorry. No, they're not. Not at all. Hey, Mr. Kakalaki.
What's going on?
Hey, did you hear me sing?
Yes, very good.
My
So
husband
I,
goes
I was
my husband goes, "You better quit sounding just like her, they're gonna copyright you."
all right, right.
He's so funny. Yeah.
So I was asking what happened with all you guys? Because the last time I was in your live stream, everybody was cool. Then I was kind of off the internet for 2 days, and I came back, and then I heard everybody saying that they weren't cool with you anymore, and I was like, what the
Mm-mm.
fuck happened? It's like for the time that I knew you guys all seemed very, very tight knit. Like you guys had each other's backs. Everybody was up
No,
on
I
your
was
panel. You
new.
were following
No, I
each
was
other.
new. No, I was new. I had just been brought in, being friends with Southern Girl and Chaotic and Sarah. Um, I sort of wanted to stay with them, and so as they developed relationships with them, I sort of was a tag along. And without going into details, um, Nicolina knows exactly why. Okay. And my issue is with her. Okay. Nobody else but her. She knows exactly why. And
So are you and Sarah not speaking anymore either?
no, I've decided to block anybody that has anything to do with supporting Nicolina's efforts that are, not normal. They're not
Gotcha.
normal. You'll see. You'll see what kind of fuckery that they yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
Well, I see a lot of it already, but like I
Okay.
said, I look past it. I'm
I decided not
like
to. I just decided not
yeah,
to look past it anymore.
well, I have to for one
Why?
reason.
Why?
I don't know all the story of what's going on, what they were all dabbling into. And this is what I tried to explain to a lot of them that, you know, and I've even been in some of their live
But you
feeds and
have
I
the
said, look,
choice. But you have the choice, right,
yeah,
Ninja?
I know.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not understanding what you mean. You can't.
what I mean is, I try to get along with everybody. I'm the person that, no matter, as long as the fuckery is not directed at me, I have no issues with nobody. So
Okay. Well,
better
mine
to
was directed
explain
at
it.
me. Mine was directed at me, and I acted
And
accordingly. I bounced.
no, and I can totally understand that. If
Yeah.
something was directed at you, then I definitely understand why you left and
Yeah.
you're not
At that
associated
point, do you
with them
remember when
anymore.
Trump would say "you fired"? At that point, you
Yeah,
fired. You know what I mean? There's no coming back. You fired.
yeah. And and like I've always told you guys, I try to get along with everybody. I
Yeah.
don't want to
Sure.
be stuck in the middle of all the drama. I'm
But
that type of person on,
you will
yeah.
become the target eventually. Just know that for certain.
Well, if that happens, I can handle that accordingly. I'm not worried about that. But that's
Right.
why
Well,
I
when it
don't
happened
stick.
to me, I acted accordingly and I bounced. That's a
Yeah,
buzzkill to me.
and I don't blame anybody for that. If you're not comfortable in a situation, then you just have to walk away and not be involved in it. That's why whenever I go into anyone's live streams, no matter what drama they're covering, what shit they're talking, I don't put my nose in the middle of it. I can
Yeah.
see the stuff that is legit that they're talking about, and then the other stuff on the side that I don't agree with. I just
Mhm.
don't comment or say anything about it because once I put myself in the middle of it, then I'm involved in it. And then
Right.
you know,
Right.
then I have to accept whatever actions, come my way. That's why I'm smart enough to just not really get involved in what's going on because I've been in YouTube for years and I've been put in a lot of situations like this myself where I've been part of communities that I didn't agree with what was going on. But once I started getting in the middle of stuff, then it was kind of one of those things where they make you pick and choose sides. And nobody's going to make me pick or choose any side. I'm a grown man. I'm a free man. I go where I want. I talk to who I want. Nobody's going to tell me where I can and can't go, who I can't talk with.
Okay, then
I,
let me
I
ask you a
really,
question. Let me ask you a question on that note. If they tell you today, because you were on Gypsy's panel, we're not going to come to your chat anymore.
well, if they did, then fine.
Exactly.
I've been,
That's
yeah,
what I
I've,
said.
yeah,
There's the door.
I've,
There's the
yeah,
door.
I've been in that
Exactly.
position many a times where people told me, well, we won't support you anymore if you're following certain
Then
people.
fuck all the
That,
way off is how I see
yeah,
it.
that just
Exactly.
really tells me that you really weren't supporting
Right.
me to
You want
begin
to
with.
use me.
You're more or less trying
Exactly.
to yeah, you're more or less trying to
Okay.
recruit me for something, and I see
Exactly.
that, yeah, that kind of stuff I don't agree with.
Okay, we're on the same page then.
Yeah.
When you got into this, have you ever done radio? Because you have like the voice for it, man. Have you ever you remember Wolfman Jack?
Yeah, oh yeah,
You
know him
remind
very
me of
well.
him. Your voice kind of reminds me. And do you remember Robert Biscuit and the Flying Dutchman? I'm showing my age, ain't I? North Carolina radio. What was the name of the radio station? WTOB,
Oh, I think it was.
WAIR.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. But anyway, you have a good voice for podcasts.
Thank you.
Have you ever done anything like that, like radio?
No, no. A lot of people tell me you should do podcasts and stuff, but
Yeah.
I've never really thought about it.
What issue would
You
you
do?
cover if you did?
I don't even know because all the years that I've been in YouTube and recently starting to see the drama streams, the true crime and a lot of this stuff that, all these crowds are into. I like to listen to it, but I've never wanted to cover none of it myself for one simple reason. For the
Yeah.
time that I've known, since I came to you guys, and when I say you guys, just when I met all of you, I've seen a lot of the backlash and the drama that comes with it, and that's just something that I don't want. I'm more
Right.
happy. I'm more happy just doing my channel. My channel's always been just a
Relax.
place for people to, yeah, hang out, have fun
Same here. Yeah.
without all the bullshit. If I want
See,
to hear
my
bullshit or
my channel only got whack like that for the last couple weeks. If you go back and look at my numbers, you can see where the spike, and I went from like 26 people watching me to 176. And I would, be trying to have a show about something comedic. They come up on panel and, and I'm like, let me
yeah,
interrupt you and play this skit and try to get back to the comedy. And then that's nice. You know, I'm like, no, that's just not my bag.
yeah.
I'm just not
I've been
Jerry
doing you.
Springer,
Yeah,
man. I mean, I'm just not. I don't have the nerves for it. I'm just not Jerry Springer.
yeah. I've been in YouTube for so many years. I've seen the good side of it. I've seen the atrocities, and that's why even myself, I'm not even doing YouTube anymore as much as I used to because I was one of those channels that I was going live 7 days a week. I mean, every single day, because, for one, I'm retired. So obviously I have a lot of time on my hands. And
Yeah.
I would go live 7 days a week for sometimes 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day.
Holy
And a
cow.
lot, yeah. Oh, I've done live streams as long as 16 hours. If
Yeah.
I've got a good crowd and we have good topics, I'll let it keep rolling as long as there's people coming in. Like me, I've always been under the notion that I wanted to build my channel the best it could be And with
Mm-hmm.
most creators, we all hope to have 2, 3, maybe 400 people watching at one time. A lot of
Yeah.
us will never see them numbers just because of the things that we do. It's
Yeah.
not everybody's cup of tea. And that's
I'll be
kind of how
totally
my
honest with you.
channel.
I'll be totally honest with you. Um, I have a sales background, corporate sales background, franchise sales background, and I used to have to give speeches. Back then, I was a drinker, and I had liquid courage before I went on. Now I'm not, and I do get a little stage fright sometimes. And when I have huge numbers like that, I'll shut down. I'll like, well, y'all have a good day. I have like 176 people in my chat, and I'm like, gotta go.
Yeah.
Just because
And
I
that,
get
that's
I get
that's
nervous still, I'm new.
that's kind of how my channel is. I average about 50, 60 people, and I'm cool with that. I mean, I
Yeah,
would
me
like to have
too.
much higher numbers, but
Not
not
me.
everybody out there knows me. Not everybody
Yeah.
out there is going to be into my topics. The one thing that I learned real quick in YouTube, that if you're somebody who's just all about the clicks and views, if you get into the drama, that's going to bring the numbers. Everybody wants to hear drama and what's going on. I get it, but it's not going to be everybody's cup of
Who
tea.
wants to do
You're
that every single day for about the same people for years?
Yeah, and see, and that's the thing that I could never understand with a lot of channels is why a lot of people waste so much time focusing on the same people. But in the same sense, I get it because if you're all about the clicks and views, even if if you're covering the same guy or girl for 3 years and it's bringing you a lot of views and numbers, then I get
Yeah,
it why they do it. But on the flip side, the thing that I've learned about like with drama streams, the reason why I've never wanted to get into that is because for the most part, you always got to have new drama coming in. The minute the drama stops, your numbers are going to fall and then you're right back where you started. Some people can deal with that, some don't, and that's why I never wanted to get into it because
that's
if my
not why
channel's doing
I
well,
started a channel though, or numbers. That's not why what I'm doing it for.
yeah, and I
I
and
I
see
I don't know if
I'm
you've
the same
ever
way.
listened to me or what I said when I first went live. This is so that I can time travel with my children, my friends, my family. They're not gonna look through my photo albums, but they'll come to the internet, and if you're on the internet,
Yeah,
you live forever. So this is my way of leaving my legacy. I couldn't give a
and that's
rat's ass how many are here watching.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the way of the world. Even with the generation today, everybody's watching social media, whether it be Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that.
Yeah.
It's like even I have an 8-year-old granddaughter that watches a lot of my streams. And I used to do a lot of off the wall shit, arguing and screaming with people on panels and stuff. And as my granddaughter got older, I had to stop doing that because she knows my channel. She knows how to come in my streams and talk. And a lot of the things that I was saying, things that were coming out of my mouth, I wasn't proud of. And I had to stop and think. And I'm like, okay, I got my 8-year-old granddaughter watching this. This is not how I want her to perceive me as a person. You know, when she watches this stuff years on down the road and I'm long gone, I want her to be proud of who I was and see the good, not the bullshit I was dabbling in with other
Yeah.
people. Because one thing I learned over the years, YouTube will suck you in. It definitely can turn you into a different person than what you
I'll be
normally
totally
would be.
honest with you. The 3 weeks or whatever it was that I was involved with the Mean Girls, I'm probably when I get, more, posted, I'm probably gonna delete that shit because it's such garbage.
Yeah, and I've
That's
done
not what
that
I
in
want my
the
kids to
past.
go look and be like, "Who are these people Granny's talking about, mama?" Right? Because it just doesn't fit. So, at some point in time, I'll go back and private them or whatever because it's just like, who are those ladies getting up on Granny's panel yelling at each other, mama? Right? And who is Ernie Shell? Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean? I mean, it's
Exactly.
3 years of it. It's a total burnout, man. I'm moving on. and they can threaten me, and they can post my record from elementary school. I don't really care. They can post where when I was 16 I got in a fight in McDonald's with Kelly Grayson. I couldn't care less. I'm still going to leave my legacy for when I'm gone. I've probably only got 20 more Christmases left. Let's face it. I'm 53, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it my way. I'm so tired of creators trying to intimidate me into doing it the way they want it done. Well, I'm done. I'm done being nice. I'm done being sweet gypsy. And when people say, "Dang, I can't believe you like that," well, believe it. I'm just like that. I'm a little bit of redneck because I am from North Kakalaki, and I have lived in trailer parks. You know what I mean? So I got a little bit of redneck in me,
Ain't,
and
ain't
and
nothing wrong with that.
I just stand up for myself every fucking time. A lot of people don't like you to do that. They don't want you to stand up for yourself. You're the bad guy when you stand up for yourself. How dare you? Well, how
Yeah,
dare I?
I've I've seen a lot of that on the internet too, and that's the kind of stuff that I don't agree with. You just
Like, I
have to
want to
let
cover
everybody.
Pazuzu Algaret again, the serial killer that was a devil worshiper here in my backyard in Clemens, North Carolina, and he was on
Yeah.
Vice. I want to cover him again. I want to talk about the Mark Leda from Soft White Underbelly and this mental health treatment that he's doing with virtual reality companies. I want to talk about that kind of shit and laugh and joke and have fun without the expense of my subs. I can come up
Well,
with jokes. I can come up with
that's part of
jokes that
being.
ain't got shit to do with people here.
Yeah, that's part of being a creator is doing what you want to do. It's your content. You don't have to follow what
Hmm.
everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and I might not be your cup of tea. Go on, if I ain't.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I tell everybody, and see, that's how I am. I mean, I'm just a supporter of channels. If you got something interesting that you talk
yeah,
about that I can relate to,
and it
then
can be
I'll support you.
anything. It can
Yeah.
be
I mean,
anything that'll catch my
you
eye.
don't even have to you don't even really have to agree with what their content is about to still support them. Because see, I'll tell you like this: me, I go into a wide variety of channels,
I do too.
and a lot of the
Dude,
content that people cover, I don't always like. But then
yeah.
people would say, "Well, why are you in there watching it?" And I tell them the reason why I'm here might not be for your content, but you got cool people in the chat. Either I might
Or
know some of them.
some now
Yeah, I
sometimes
might.
I do it. Sometimes I also do it for just human study of psychology. Let me watch this
Yeah,
psycho for a few minutes. It's like studying your opponent.
right. But like me, I just like to get into random people's chat. A lot of it is just because I'm a people person. I've been all around the world in my lifetime, through my military career. So I'm a very multicultural person. So I
Mhm.
might not like what you're doing on your channel, but
Right.
if you got cool people that I can relate to, then I can hang out in the channel. And a lot of channels,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'll turn the voice off. I won't even listen to what they're talking about on the panel. I'll just type in the chat
I do that
and
too.
meet people.
I've done that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like
I do that a lot because I might not
especially when
like
they're
what you're
yelling
talking
and
about.
fighting, I go mute.
Yeah, I mean, the screaming and yelling and stuff,
Uh,
I can tolerate some of it, but when
it's
it's the
silly.
same repetitive stuff, it gets a little boring to me until
Yeah.
it's changed up.
Yeah, like how many times has Jimbo threatened me? Is he really going with his crippled ass and his cane gonna come beat me up? Are you serious?
See, that's the shit I never understood with a lot of these channels is
Are
when
you
they
really
get proved
serious?
wrong. Yeah, when they get
He
proved
can't
wrong or they
possibly
get,
think that people believe he's
yeah,
really going to come beat me up.
like everybody always wants to revert to threats, like, and that's what I call scare tactics. Like, you can say all
I
this
ain't
shit you
scared.
want. Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna do a fucking thing that you say you're gonna do on the other end. Because
And if
if you
they
were
do, I
going to,
still ain't scared.
yeah, and if you were gonna do it, you would have already done it by now. You wouldn't sit up on a panel and talk about it for 2, 3 years about how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that. Less talk, more action if you're that type of person. And that's one thing I've always laughed at with a lot of channels that just want to threaten everybody and the doxing and this and that. It's like,
It's
I,
like,
I
go
don't
write
get
a damn show, go sing, go cook. Let me tell you what caught my this morning, or was it yesterday? I was flipping through, because I've dumped a lot of channels that I was, tied up in. And I was like, "That's not healthy for me. It's not mentally. It's not advancing me intellectually. It's dumbing me down." And so I want channels that are going to challenge me. And Bullhorn Betty was frying pork chops. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch Bullhorn Betty fry pork chops. It could be
that
anything.
right.
And then like I was watching what is it where they used to have these competitions? I think it's called Face Off, where they make Halloween masks and it's a competition.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
I've
that's
seen that.
fucking awesome, man. Or watching people getting tatted. Anything is better than watching people yell at each other.
Right.
I grew up with that.
Yeah, it's just crazy how some people are in YouTube. And like I said earlier, I found that most people do the stuff they do for clicks and views.
Of
At
course
the
it's
end of
for
the day, when you,
ratings. Of
yeah, at
course.
the end of the day, that's what everybody's in YouTube for. You're trying to gain a following, you're trying to get clicks and views. I mean, that's what YouTube is. I mean, I started in YouTube before you could even do live streams, okay? I remember a time when
I'm gonna
YouTube.
use the R word. If you really honestly think that y'all are in here fighting some fake good fight, you are retarded. Okay. You have some sort of mental deficit if you believe that bullshit. It is LARPing, people. Google LARPing. Had to get that
There's some
out.
crazy
So
people
I
out
had to
there.
get that out.
It's all I can say. There's a lot of crazy people in YouTube. I liked YouTube much better back in the days where all you could do was upload videos. Then it showed your skill as a content creator of what you
Yeah,
could come up with and how you edited your videos, and everybody had cool shit to watch.
yeah.
Ever, when YouTube went to the time frame like now where you could do live streams and they integrated super chats and memberships, then it became all about people trying to make money, trying to turn their channel into a business. It created people to be lazy where they thought they could just sit on YouTube and become e-beggars and collect money. And there's a lot of people out there that have done well at doing it, and
Now
they've done it in a
I'll tell
horrible
you
way.
my analogy. I'll tell you my analogy about that. If you think of YouTube as being streets, like a lot of people do, there's panhandlers on all streets, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, seriously. So, and like if you were to go to Kick, you got a lot of town whores there showing everything they got just to get you to come over to their channel and watch them sit there half naked. So I have to look at it and that sort of analogy that I'm coming to the YouTube streets. And there's the hood, there's the posh neighborhoods, and then there's like, the panhandlers.
Yeah.
And when people try to
Well,
make you guilty for coming here and making money, they are retarded. That is a mental deficit where they are not grasping the concept that we want to be paid for our art.
I kind of agree with that, and I don't on two
I just
separate
want my
things.
check to come from YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's wrong to try to make money on YouTube because it's very easy to do if you know how to do it. But the problem is you got too many con artists out there that are doing it in a
Yep,
malicious way.
yep,
Like I'll give you an example. You take like OnlyFans, okay? It's women and men that are just putting pictures up of themselves nude, and people will pay to see that, okay? If that's what you want to do, fine. But now on the other aspect where you have people trying to make money on YouTube, that I'll use the example, these people out there that try to cover missing children. Okay. And that's one big thing that I've noticed recently when I started following a lot of you guys and learning about a lot of the other channels that a lot of the other side was covering, is I noticed real quick people that were trying to make, well, not trying, that are making money off of missing children. But at the end of the day, what are you really doing to help them children? Like, you're sitting in your house doing a live stream talking about a child who's missing and claiming that, you're trying to help. But have you gotten your ass off of your couch and off of your computer and gotten your vehicle and drove around the city that they were last snatched from to try to
Mhm.
find out what happened? No.
Mhm.
What you're doing is you're sitting in your house and you're listening to the news and reading the paper. You're taking the work that local law enforcement already did, the info they put out to the media, and then you're talking about it on your channel, and in a way so much claiming that you've done the legwork. So now what happens is you have other people out there watching you that don't know any better, aren't really following it closely or seeing what you're doing, and they're donating money to you saying, "Oh, well, you're doing a great job covering this and covering that." And that's
Isn't
the
it
thing that always
bizarre?
shocked
It is so bizarre.
Yeah, and that's the thing that always shocked me, is like, why are people giving money to these channels when these channels really aren't doing anything? See,
But you
that's where
know
I
what,
have a
Nitro?
problem.
Nitro, if I could just, there's going to be evil among us, just like when we were kids and Sally Struthers got on there and said, "Look at these starving babies," and wherever that she was at, what was it, Cambodia or somewhere back then,
Yeah,
and we knew that
yeah.
only $4 out of billions was real actually going to the kids' tummies. So there's always going to be organized crime that are milking dollars for tragedy. It's always been that way, So um, I'm not equipped to fight that fight, and so I don't,
Well, as they always say, money is the root of all evils, and people will do some, not all, but some will go to great lengths to do whatever they can do to get a hold of that money. And that's what a lot of these people I see are doing on YouTube. Like, they're exploiting innocent kids
Like,
and
do you
making money
remember
off them.
Jerry Lewis, the comedian, and he would do the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
marathon every year? How much of that
Yep.
do you think actually went to multiple sclerosis? They had admin fees, they had ad fees, they had to pay the studio, they had to pay him, and all the women that did the paper pushing behind the scenes, the advertising placement for it. I mean, so
That's just like me, with me being a veteran. I like to raise money whenever I can for veterans associations like homeless veterans, wounded veterans, the Wounded Warrior Foundation,
yeah,
shit like that. I
I donate
dug
to Wounded Warriors
yeah,
too.
well, I dug deep into that, and I was very, very appalled at what a lot of these associations are doing, because I've talked to some of them that were clear out honest, where I would tell them, look, I run a YouTube channel. Sometimes I like to do streams to raise money for veterans. If I raise $3,000 as an example and I give it to your association, how much of that 3K is actually
Right.
going to the vets that need it? And I was horrified to find out that the actual vets will get less
I
than half
know.
of that money that you donate. And I said, "Well, why is that?" And they'll tell you flat out,
The ad
even though we're
fees.
a yeah, even though we're a nonprofit organization, we have overhead. A
That's
lot of that
right.
money goes to pay the light bill in this building, the water. We do have to pay people that work with us, because not
That's
everybody's
right.
going to do it for free. And I'm like, okay, I get it. That kind of makes sense, but it's
But not
kind of
just paying the
shitty.
people. I mean, people really don't think flyers cost money. Have you ever had to go get copies made at
Oh, yeah.
where holy shit, and then faxing stuff, just putting together a fax, that costs. The phone lines cost for a marathon.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know, when I say ad
Nothing's
fees,
for
I mean
free. Somebody's
administrative.
got to get paid.
You're talking pens to write with. You're talking chairs for people to sit in. All of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
That's
better
true.
to just
That's
like if
true.
you know a local old man that is a veteran that could use, a pizza for the night, that's your best bet.
Well, that's a lot of what I used to do. Instead of giving it to organizations, I'll just hand the money out straight to the fucking veteran. It's much easier
Hey,
doing it
thank
that way
you.
in my eyes
Yeah.
because then you know that you know them they're getting the money.
I
But
love
yeah,
Christina Randall Jolene. She is awesome. And have you seen her story when she was in prison? She like does her own background story and her experience, her journey. And I love her. Plus, she's beautiful. She does really, really good true crime. And she doesn't do lives. She just does video, but she's awesome. Y'all sub up to her. She's fantastic. Christina Randall. Yeah. She's so pretty, man. She had dreads at one time. I thought they were cool. Do you have tattoos?
do I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a few.
Do you? What was your very first one and how old were you?
I was 17, just going into the military, and it was
How is it
a
always
skull.
going? Is that like what y'all do the first night y'all get together when you
Oh
go to
yeah.
like boot camp? Let's all get a tattoo. What
Oh,
did you get?
you look at most soldiers now, man. They got full sleeves. Their
Yeah.
legs are done. That's just the way of the world.
What did you get?
A lot of I got a tattoo of a skull with a tribal
Oh,
design behind it on my left
okay.
bicep.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
A
I've
lot of us
never had one, but I'd like to get one. People make
a
fun
lot
of
of us
tramp stamps, but I think they're cool.
a lot of us will get like our deployment dates if you've been to combat. We'll get those tattooed on our bodies somewhere. Some guys get
Okay.
their original dog tags tattooed on them. I mean, possibilities are endless in the world nowadays with tattoos.
Yeah, no. Are yours colored?
Yeah, yeah.
Are they? Yeah.
Some
Do you
are, some aren't. Some are just all subdued, with black ink.
Yeah, did you ever watch those, competitions? What is that, Ink
Oh yeah, I
Masters?
watch a lot of them.
I love
Yeah,
that,
the
man.
tattoo
Yeah,
shows and stuff.
yeah, yeah. I think some of the chicks are pretty good too. I can't think of their name, but there's one in particular, the 3 girls, huh?
There's
Kat
some of
Von
them out
D.
there.
Yeah, Kat
Yeah,
Von D
Kat
is
Von
good
D,
too.
yeah, she's one of the best out there.
Yeah. My brother has the Manson imagery on his calves. Wow, very cool. Do you do the, holiday of, Halloween? Do you get in all the, you know, spooky paranormal stuff?
My wife's into all that stuff. I'm not a big Halloween person. To me, it's just another day that goes by. It is
Cool.
kind of funny I say that because when I was a kid, I used to love all the holidays. But when I went into the military and was always gone and deployed, I missed a lot in life. So when you miss so many Thanksgivings, Christmases, birthdays, Halloweens, it just becomes another day that goes by.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy that it's like that, but
Well, we are going up to, Mayberry today. I'm gonna take some, video or maybe go live from there if, from the jail where you can go in there and walk around where Andy and, there's a brick there that's signed by Ernest T. Bass.
oh, cool.
Yeah, and you can, like, take a tour in the car, but we've already done that before, so we'll probably just walk around, and there's, like, a, um, still, you know, for moonshine.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll videotape all that. Have you ever been to Mayberry? Mount Pilot?
No, I've heard
Hey,
of it, but I've
undercover.
never been there.
You haven't never been, really? You should come. Have you been up to the North Carolina mountains at all?
Oh yeah, a few times, a few times.
Where'd you go?
Well, the last time I want to say it was probably 6 years ago.
Okay. Did you go to Boone?
Yeah,
I
yep.
love
Go up to the
Boone.
Blue Ridge, go up to the Blue Ridge Parkway a lot. Up there was Asheville.
Oh yeah.
Um, Go into the
One of my
Boone
kids used to
area,
live in
like
Asheville and Boone. He had a place
yeah.
right in downtown Boone, and then he moved to Asheville.
Haven't been in years, but back in the day, used to go up to Cherokee Valley, up to the Cherokee, do a lot of trout fishing up there and stuff.
I love Cherokee. We used to stay at the Pink Hotel right there on the water, and they
Oh,
closed
okay. Yeah.
after COVID, and they're not going to reopen.
Yeah, a lot of things up there closed after COVID hit.
But they have legal weed now. You can get weed if you go there.
Jolene, I
Yeah.
used to ride the tail of the dragon at least once a year.
Very cool. Do you like going to Carowinds?
I've never been. In all the
I'm
years I've been on this end of the East, I've never been to
gonna come
Carowinds.
get you. We're gonna go travel in North Carolina. That's what I'm gonna do, man. You're
Yeah,
missing out. Do you like the beach?
to be honest with you, no.
I hate
And
the freaking beach. I
I'll tell
hate
you
it.
why. Spending so much time in Afghanistan and Iraq and
I understand.
being surrounded by sand for years and years, the beach when you come back and retire is not going to be your most favorite place. I'll tell you that.
When my brother got sent to Desert Storm, he sent us 3 photos and they were numbered 1, 2, 3. He said, I want you to turn them over 1, 2, 3. And first was a picture of the desert. Then it was a picture of a camel in the desert. And then it was a picture of him, the camel in the desert, because now you've seen what I've seen every day. It's like,
Yep, and that's what you
there's
see for
nothing
about
here.
yep, that's what you see for about 13 to 14 months that you're there. That's all this is fucking sand.
But he said that at night when they were, of course, during the war, it would light up red all night long. It was just red skies and die.
Uh,
I appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Tell us some stories about it. Oh, and like my nephew told me that like the first time that someone actually tried to like knife him was a kid, and it was over an apple.
Oh yeah, that's very common for in Afghanistan and Iraq for those people to use children. They'll strap bombs around them, send them
Yep.
into crowds of soldiers and detonate them. The women, it doesn't matter. They never liked us being over there. That's another reason why I never understood. See, I don't get into politics. I don't watch the news. I don't read the paper because I lived that for so long in the military. The thing I never agreed with is that we have our own problems here in the United States, but yet our country sends millions and billions of dollars to other countries that don't even want us there. They don't want our fucking help,
I
but yet they'll
know.
send all our soldiers into combat to their death over fucking politics and oil and everything else. It's crazy.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Hold on a minute. Let me drink something.
Frankie Hopkins, I was in the army.
Okay. This is my theory, and if I offend anybody, including my children, I apologize. But y'all all know this is my opinion because you hear it every day if you live with me. Um, they crippled our military during Vietnam with heroin. Okay. It was common for soldiers to use black tar heroin in the field. And that was their way of weakening our defense in the 60s and 70s. In my opinion, they have continued that through sending opiates, fentanyl, and using experimental hormones in our chicken and food, causing a hormonal imbalance in that generation, which is now trans, weakening our defense. So that generation, if we were to go to war and it were hand-to-hand combat, which it will never be again, let's face it, we've gone biochemical. We're literally playing mind fuckery. So it's mental warfare, biochemical warfare, spiritual warfare. Now it's not really hand-to-hand anymore. And so, in my opinion, they have weakened our defense in those ways that we really weren't prepared for. I think that, like, through vaccinations, we've, there's things like autism. This is my opinion. Hormone imbalances because they're, doing experimental things with our chicken and making our chickens the size of a cow. And so that's sort of like what they've done. They've infiltrated us through medicine and food.
I agree with just about all of that, to be honest with you.
They're
You know,
already here. They've been here.
yeah, it's crazy what the world's doing nowadays.
And so,
It's just like with
I don't think that we should ever send us to a place ever again. Send an artificial intelligence from now on. If I can buy a robot to live with me and have sex with me until the day I die, I can have one to go to war for me, and I sit here and control it from my computer.
Well, the problem with that is, and I've talked about that specific topic with a lot of people. AI could work, but on the flip side, it wouldn't work because anything electronic, even as smart as AI can be, it will never have the human decision making that an actual human will have. That's the big thing, and especially when it comes to war. There are
Yeah.
decisions that have to be made that a computer cannot do. Like you could run every scenario possible, but that might work in a perfect world, but we're not living in a perfect world. In a time of war, and I can tell you from personal experience, nothing ever goes as planned. Like
Mhm.
you could train for an op for months to years, and then when you go to the combat zone and try to apply it on paper and
Mhm.
computer, it seems like a flawless plan. Everything would work as it was planned out, but it never does. There's
Right.
always one or two things that'll mess it up, and then you have to adjust fire. Okay, you have to revamp everything that you plan for and just use common knowledge and common sense. As funny as it may sound, that is the truth.
Um,
So it doesn't,
uh,
I'll
Gone
tell you
Before
like this.
Christmas. Go ahead.
I
I'll
was going to
answer
say,
him.
I'll
I'll
tell you
answer
like,
him when you're done. I'll answer him when you're done. Go ahead.
go ahead and answer them because this will be kind of long.
Well, I'll tell you where I came up with my theory is what they're asking. My children. My daughter got addicted to opiates after a car wreck, and she was murdered over them. So you either have a junkie, I have a child that's trans, or you have one that is autistic, and that's what's going to be going to combat because that's that generation. I have all three under my roof, so to speak. None of them is fit for combat the way that we used to do combat. That's where I came it up. Plus, I have family that are, you know, so there's no notification for sending 80 billion. No, that's right.
And that's kind of what I was saying earlier. I don't get it why our country sends so many billions of dollars to other countries when it does no good. I mean, look at what happened in Afghanistan. When we pulled out of Afghanistan,
That was
we left,
disgusting.
yeah, we left millions of dollars of equipment behind.
Just
you know
those
what's going to
people running
happen?
after the plane. I was like, "Oh my god, what in the hell?"
I'll tell you
But
like this. It was just like in the 60s and 70s when we went to Afghanistan's aid when Russia was trying to invade Afghanistan. What did America do? We put American weapons in the hands of Afghanis to take on Russia.
yeah,
When we went to Afghanistan this time, any of us or anybody in here that's ever served in Afghanistan will agree with this.
yeah,
What were we fighting against in Afghanistan? We were fighting against our own fucking technology that we armed these people with back in the 60s and 70s.
yeah,
Weapons caches of M16s that we gave to those people were gunning our soldiers down with the same technology that we gave to them fucking years ago. This is why in all the years that I spent in the military, even after I retired, it never really hit me till after I retired and started thinking about it. It's like, wow, it's crazy because you look at our Geneva Convention. Us
mhm,
as American soldiers, we're bound by rules and guidelines of what we can and cannot do on the battlefield. But do you think that the enemy that we're fighting, do you think they're abiding by the Geneva Convention? Are they
of course
abiding by
not,
our rules?
of
No,
course
it's
not.
war. There should be no rules in war, to be honest with you. It's just
Mhm,
like we send thousands and thousands of troops, boots on ground into foreign countries.
yep,
We have the technology where we don't even need to fight ground wars anymore, but
no,
yet we continue to
exactly,
do it. We could fight
exactly.
everything from the air and be done with it in a matter of days.
Now, see, that's where I believe in population control, but what are they, controlling the population of? They're the guys that are joining the military are the cream of our crop, right? And so what's that leaving us? That's leaving us the junkies and, once the good guys are blown to smithereens at war, we're left with, take a look at what's happening in, Kingston, Pennsylvania. You got Fentanyl Row, open
Yeah.
market heroin use. Let's go to war, guys. I mean, if there was a, draft, oh my god, what the hell?
We'd be fucked.
What would you draft? What would you draft? Look at the generation that's that age.
Well,
What
it's the way our
do you have?
society is today. You don't have this generation of kids nowadays joining the military. They're not doing it from like my era. When I came in, I wanted to make it as a career, get something out of it, and have a good life after. Most of these kids nowadays that are coming into the military, they're only joining the military to get the free college money. You don't see many of this generation nowadays, and I know this for a fact because one of my best friends is a recruiter. The retention problem that we have in the military is crazy today because you can't get nobody to come in anymore and do 20 plus years. They want to come in, do 5, 6 years, get that college money, and then they get out and have their college paid for.
Mhm.
That's pretty much what our military is all about. I mean, even you take soldiers nowadays that go to basic training. I was probably one of the last cycles when I came in the early 90s where you still had what we was called wall-to-wall counseling. You
Right.
went to basic training, if you fucked up, you still got slapped around. You can't even touch a trainee nowadays. Now they have fucking stress cards where because you have all these fucking snowflakes in society that, oh, I don't like to be sweared at. I don't like to be yelled at. I'm stressed. So when they're in basic training now has this thing where they give out to the trainees what's called a stress card. And
Yeah.
if they feel that they're overstressed, they pull the card out, give it to the fucking drill sergeant, and they have to give them a fucking 5, 10 minute timeout where they can't be yelled at, they can't be screamed at or sworn or any. It's like, look, we're conditioning you for combat, for war, not to fucking cater to your feelings, okay? If you're a feelings type of person, you do not belong in a military. That's not what we do. You're here to defend a nation. Do you think that you're going to go on the fucking
Okay.
combat field and the
Okay.
enemy is coming at you and you're stressed? What are you going to do? Throw a fucking stress card at them and
That
say,
is
hey, time out.
that is
Everybody stop
another way.
firing.
They are psychologically weakening our defense.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
it's
The whole
crazy. Because
point
I tell you like,
is to
I
weaken
tell you
us
like
as a
this,
nation, and it's been
the
working,
greatest
hasn't
honor,
it?
I tell everybody the greatest honor I ever had in my life was to raise my right hand and take the oath of United States soldier. Nobody forced me to do it. I did it because I wanted to. I loved my career. And people ask me, would you do it all over again? If this was the 80s and the 90s, early 2000s, I would do it all over again. But if I was a
Yeah.
new teenager fresh out of high school and doing it today, I would never fucking join today with the way the military is today.
Because
Because
who would
we're
you
not.
trust to have your back in combat?
Yeah, exactly. Most of
Who would
these
you
kids in a
pick to go with
firefight
you?
would fucking run. Yeah, in the time of a firefight, most of these kids would fucking run the other way. You
I
can't
don't
trust
know,
fucking
man.
any
I'm
of them.
feeling kind of weird down there. I don't think I can do it, man. Right? I
Yeah,
mean, you would have like literally, Beavis and Butthead with you, or Wayne's World, man. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of weird.
yeah. That's what would scare me the most joining the military today is wondering if any of these fucking kids are gonna have my fucking back. It's
I
the
don't think they
military
would.
is not
I
what it
don't think they
was.
know what it means.
No, no.
I really don't. I don't think they know what it means. I think that generation, unfortunately, is extremely conditional. Everything is
The way,
conditional. Loyalty is conditional. If
the
you give
way,
me what I want, I'll be loyal.
yeah. I'll tell you, the way our society is today, I have no hope for the human race.
I'm
And I hate to
glad you're
say
having a
that,
good
but
day, Night.
yeah, I hate to say that, but we destroy ourselves, and with the way everything is today, it's like we're fucked. I'm just
We
gonna say
really
it like
are.
that. We're
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 kind of
fucking
too
doomed.
far gone, ain't we?
Yep.
And I'm going to put this out there. They're not going to let us have someone in office to make it better.
That is very, very true. I mean, look, we went from fucking and look, I don't care what anybody's political views
Yeah,
are.
whoever
Some might hate.
that might be, they're not going to let that happen.
Well,
I mean,
there only.
whatever side,
I
whatever
tell you,
ticket they're on, they could be, a third party. They're talking about bringing in a third partner, another party. Whoever
I
whoever the powers that be, the mission is the end of the world, isn't it?
I think the only two best presidents we ever had in human existence, one was Ronald Reagan, probably the greatest president that we ever
Man, isn't
fucking
that
had.
the truth? Everybody had
And
credit. Everybody had a nice home. There was something called middle class USA.
yeah,
And everybody ate Doritos and had shag carpet and watched MTV and Headbangers Ball.
and I'll tell you the second one, and I know some people will fucking hate me for it, but I'm gonna say it anyways, was fucking Trump. Trump
I
was the
know.
second best president we ever had.
They're not gonna let
He
us
was
have them, are they?
No, he was the only guy that had the balls to say what was on his mind
I
that no
know
other
it.
president that no other president wanted to fucking say. He was the only one that really fought for veterans to get a
That's
raise in
right.
disability and to help take care of the veterans.
That's
You look at
exactly
this,
what. Yep.
I mean, look at it this way. Look at this schmuck that we have as president now. This fucker can't even go a day without falling off his toilet, taking a shit, or fucking walking down a set of fucking steps.
We all know he's a talking head. Do y'all remember in the 80s that guy that had the talking head? What was his name? And he did the newsroom, Max Headroom. In my opinion,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
that we were forewarned then. He even looks like him. He's just a talking head. They give him what they want him to say. They put shit in front of him, tell him to sign here, and he just does it.
Yeah. Yeah. I really think that's all our
I'm
president.
depressed that I don't think they're going to let us have Trump, are they? They're not even going to let us
I,
have DeSantis. It looks to
I don't
me.
know. I really hope he fucking comes back for another term. I think there
I
could
do
be a good
too.
chance. I think there could be a very good chance that he'll be president again, only because the world sees the mistake they made by getting rid of him and putting Biden in office. I'm like,
Yep.
let's just face it. I think everybody knows that Biden does not make his own decisions. He's
Hell
being
no.
coerced to what someone else is fucking telling him. That
Hell
wasn't
yeah.
the case. Yeah, that wasn't the case with Trump. Trump
Yep.
made his
He
own
was
decision.
authentic.
I mean, he was a self-made millionaire.
Yep.
He was good with money. He knew where money should go, what countries should get it, why they should get it. I feel that's the kind of guy you want to have in office.
And he was
He-
hands-on. If he needed to go
yeah,
somewhere, he fired up his damn plane, he went. There was none of this,
yep.
well, I don't know. If I can get there, I don't know if I, if he needed to be somewhere, he was there. And, he surrounds himself with people that give him, if he isn't well read on something, he surrounds himself with people that are. And that's how you build a team. He
I mean,
understands
no
the
disrespect.
importance of the teammates.
Yeah, no disrespect to our presidents that spoke well and said all the right stuff, but that's why everybody hated Trump because they didn't like the way he worded stuff. They didn't like how he would just come out and say shit that no one else would say. But
Yeah,
look, when you're the leader of a free nation, in my eyes, and this is just my opinion, that's the type of guy you need. You need the
yes,
guy that's gonna fucking say shit that no one else will. It's the fucking truth, no matter how much you don't want to fucking hear it.
right.
But it's the fucking truth of what he said.
It
And
commands respect,
yeah,
absolutely.
and because the way our society is today, this falls back on our society today of how we have all these fucking snowflakes about, oh, you can't talk to me this way or that way because it's not proper. That's what fucking pushed him fucking out of office because
Yep,
our society today is groomed into a way of how we should say things and how we shouldn't say things. So now you have a man of power becomes fucking president that just does not give a fuck and says what he wants. People didn't like that. But I tell you
yeah,
what, he didn't take no fucking shit and he got shit done.
mhm.
You look at all the time. Look at
What
how
do you
Biden's
think
been in
our
office now.
forefathers would say?
Oh man, our forefathers are
And
fucking rolling in their grave.
I don't wanna wear that wig. I wanna wear the one that's got he's got the one I wanna wear. Could you imagine? They would be fighting
Yeah.
over the wigs. They would never make it.
If you really look at it, and I don't know if anybody out there has really ever studied the Constitution, I have quite a bit. I had to in college, did a lot of, stuff with that in the military. Our way of life today, we do nothing by what the original forefathers put on fucking paper. Like
Isn't that the truth?
everything has gotten away from what our Constitution was put on. It's not even funny.
Sad. Well, they're talking about gas is gonna be in North Carolina about 5 a gallon come Christmas.
I believe it because it happened every time around. I mean, let's face it, those of us that are old enough to vote and have been through all this shit, what happens around fucking election season? Everything fucking goes through the roof. That's nothing different. Happened last year, happened the year before, and 30 and 40 years before that. And it's
Yep.
going to continue to fucking happen.
What has me concerned being near Yadkin County, years ago when we first moved there, there was, a lot of, push for, turning the tobacco fields into wineries, okay? So there's a lot of, wine country here now, where they used to grow tobacco. And then there was talks of using those fields, to grow, hemp and marijuana. Um, Now, you guess what you see? Excuse my French, but those fucking solar panels. trees and trees and acres were torn down for these ugly ass, and then come to find out it's not getting the reward that they expected. And so that there was a clause put in stating you must come get your damn equipment if this doesn't pan out. Because you remember years ago when they tried to do this, I can't remember who was in office then, and they just the companies, the contract companies that were used to put these up abandoned them, and then the companies disband, and you see these abandoned solar panels and okay.
Yeah.
And so another thing that I see, China coming in and buying up a lot of farmland. They want us to go to chemically generated food where they don't slaughter animals anymore. They want to do away with the American farming.
Society today needs to go back to the way it was in the 70s and 80s when we were self-sustainable. The problem is today we rely on fucking China for everything and all these other countries. That's where they have us by the balls.
They're even buying our land. They're going to
You
force
look at
us to
Well, you look
not.
at everything that we have. Look at everything that we have in society today. Nothing is made in America anymore. Like
Mm-mm.
Americans really, do we really have anything to be proud of to say this is American made? Like you don't even see American made products anymore. It's sad, but it's the fucking truth. And I can tell you, I ride a Harley Davidson motorcycle. It shocked the fucking living shit out of me that I remember back in the day when I was riding Harley Davidson motorcycles. They were all fucking made in America.
Yes.
You look at everything on a Harley Davidson motorcycle today, all made overseas. Everything is all made overseas. Some parts are still made in the USA, but the bike itself is not 100% American made like it was 20, 30 years ago.
Isn't that NAFTA's fault, which was Clinton? And we shut down America manufacturing and sent it to Monterrey, Mexico, because they
Yeah,
would work
Mexico.
for pennies on the dollar as opposed to
Yeah,
us wanting to raise the minimum wage that year. So,
Mexico was making all the engines for the Harley Davidsons, making the frames, a lot of the wiring and
yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah, I remember when that happened. And I don't even
Mhm.
think any of them factories are even in business today anymore.
When I was living in, I was working in Charlotte and living in Gaston County, which was a textile mecca in the South. Okay, and so you would ride down I-85 South and see all these, factories pumping out, pumping out, pumping out. And they also made tires there at the Firestone plant. Far Yarns, another textile, huge conglomerate there. And then I remember we were in the Clinton era and the Monica Lewinsky thing was happening. And I remember listening to it on the radio, driving down I-85, and about Belmont, North Carolina, I noticed there was no steam pumping out of these buildings anymore. There were no cars in the parking lots at those manufacturing companies anymore. And I saw the drug problem really hit the streets of Gaston County during that period. And I thought, what in the hell have we gone and done by signing NAFTA? Oh my God. And
Jolene, I see you mentioned.
you had these blue collar white America who had just a high school education with a trade skill not in demand anymore. So what did they do? They turned to crime.
Yeah, yeah. I see Jolene in the chat mentioned Harnett and Sampson County. Are you here? Are you in Harnett or Sampson County, Jolene? Are you here in North Carolina? I'm very familiar with Harnett County and Sampson County. I was just curious if that's where you lived.
So,
'Cause you're not
what do you see? What's your vision that from the next 5 years? Where do you see from your experience, um, and perspective where you are? What do you think we can look forward to?
a much bigger shit show than what we have right now. That's
Oh
an all
no, I hope
seriousness.
not.
I think it's
But
only
on
just
that note,
begun.
I have a theory about that too. Would you like to hear it? I
Sure.
think that politics had become stagnant and people were not voting. And so they thought if they got a personality to run, they would rejuvenate the Reagan era of we were watching the news, we were paying attention to who was anchor. We were involved in politics. So that's why they were okay, Trump, yeah, come on, you'll be the face of politics and you will be our draw to get people back into making money off who's gonna win.
Jolene, I apologize about that. I wasn't trying to dox you by getting you to tell me where you're at. I was just curious because I'm in Fort Bragg, so you're not too far from me. I always think it's cool because I very rarely meet people that are in the North Carolina area. Like I don't know how that's possible, but everywhere that
You broke up.
I think it's cool because me and a people back in the day, we used to do like what you call like internet parties. We used to
Oh,
meet
yeah.
people like I'd met a lot of people in person through the internet just by meeting cool people in chat rooms that happen to be in the area, but it's been so fucking long since I've come across anybody that's been um close to my area because I'm right here at Fort Bragg. I just thought it was kind of cool that you mentioned Harnett and Sampson County because Harnett County's right down the road from me, literally a 15-minute drive.
We
But
used to
I
belong to a rock hound, a little group there, and, we would meet up and barbecue and that kinda thing. Show each other what rocks we picked throughout the year.
oh cool.
Hoorah! Yeah, there you go. Shit hot. Isn't that what they tell the Marines? Bristol's beautiful. India's taken over Canada. Is it really?
Well, that's why I thought it was so cool when I come across you, Gypsy, you being where you're at. I'm like, well, shit, there's another one that's not too far from me. I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I've met a couple of people from here.
Some of my best friends that I have in real life, I met right here off of YouTube, where we get together twice a year and hang out for a week at a time.
That's nice.
So YouTube's not always that bad.
Yeah.
It has a lot of atrocities and shit that goes on, but there can be a lot of good that comes out of it. Like I said, one of my very first subscriber ever to my channel 6 years ago is now my lifelong best friend that once or sometimes twice a year we get together for a week at a time and just hang out, drink and party. And it was just simple from me starting up a channel. He came in, we started talking, and we've been like brothers ever since.
Are
Actually,
you
I have
into
two.
the race thing like there in North Wilkesboro and all that?
Say that
Concord,
again.
NASCAR.
To be honest, like I'm close to Rockingham, and I used to go to Rockingham when the NASCAR track was open there, years ago before they closed it down. Then they had the Truck Series for a little while, but I've only been to like one NASCAR race in my whole life living here in North
Really?
Carolina. It's crazy.
Well, I
Now I
remember.
love, I, yeah, I love racing. I'm more into drag racing than NASCAR. Like NASCAR is cool. I get it. It was formed here in the South, but I can only watch cars go in a fucking circle for so long.
Let me tell you when I was younger. I was pretty back then. And I went on a date with this guy, and we went to go to the race. I want to say we were in North Wilkesboro, but I guess we could have been in Charlotte. I don't remember. And I remember him taking his cooler, and we were sitting down near the front. That's a bad thing, by the way. If you have seats near the front, you get chicken wings thrown on you. And people will get people will get up and throw chicken wings and say, "Chicken wing to the head, chicken wing to the head." Okay.
Yeah. So Jolene, I go to Benson a lot. That's Galat racetrack. I go up there a lot when the Street Outlaws TV show comes up there, and all the big time drag racers go to Galat in Benson. So yeah, I'm very familiar with that area. It's like a big
Oh,
thing for
okay.
us here. But here in Fort Bragg, we also got the Fayetteville Motorsports, where we have dirt track racing, and we got our own drag strip right here in the city. We also have Red Springs
Yeah,
that's
we have
got
Bowman
what is
Gray.
this, 719 or 710 Raceway. You got Galat. Like to go to Charlotte to ZMAX to the four lane drag strip
Mhm.
in Charlotte at ZMAX.
Charlotte is just awesome. I lived there before it really became Little Atlanta, but I still love it.
Dragon Mama, right? Yeah, you can only watch NASCAR for so long.
Now tell me
Like
about
I think
this.
it's
Go ahead.
not. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Do you go to these RC races? Do you race your RC
Oh yeah,
car?
I travel all over the United States to do that.
And
I
have
don't
you
so much anymore.
won?
Yeah, I don't so much anymore, but back in the day I did a lot. It's gotten so expensive to do it. It's
Is it
crazy.
really? Damn, that sucks.
Oh yeah. Yep. Ain't nothing free in this world anymore. It's all about the money, even for a simple fucking hobby.
That sucks.
Now, see, doing that type of racing with RC cars is more of a hobby. Like you don't win money doing it. So you really have to have a passion for that hobby to want to do it because depending on how many classes you race, whether it's a buggy class or a truck class, it's $75 a class. So it's 75 bucks per RC that you put on that track. Now, if you go out of state and you're not doing it locally, let's say you race two classes at 75 bucks a class. Some of the races can be 150 a class.
Mhm.
So now you got gas to pay for your travel, food, entry fees, hotels for 4 or 5 days. So
Yeah.
now you're doing a hobby that you're spending $1,000 a weekend with no return on it. So you have to really love what you do in order to even stay in that hobby to keep racing because
Mhm.
you spend more money than you're ever going to make doing it. Unless you're that good to pick up a major world sponsor that funds all your racing, but that's
Yeah.
only about one in every 100 guys.
Hmm. That's too bad. Do you have a good flea market down there?
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of them.
Is yours outdoor where they have like animals and stuff?
Not animals, but they do it outdoors. We also have the indoor buildings as well.
Yeah. I went to one out here, and they you can get goat, a chicken, a quail. I was like, "What in the hell?" But it's just like a regular old flea market, and then you can go out this door, and it's just all this livestock. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, it's cool, but I just never realized that's what was happening. That's what was going down at the back of the flea markets.
Well, I hadn't walked into a Tractor Supply in years. I went to our local Tractor Supply not too long ago, and I was shocked to see that they sell chickens and ducks right
They
inside the
have
fucking
nice
building.
boots. They have nice
Yeah.
boots and cowboy hats. They really do. Good quality, clothes and stuff there, I think. My, grandson had a, uh, what's it called? A dragon mama? Not a Geico, but a bearded dragon. And we would stop and get our bugs at the local hardware store. And they sent us to Tractor Supplies to look at cowboy hats and boots. And I was like, I would have never have thought to go to Tractor Supply to look. And they did have nice stuff. Yeah. So there's a plug for them. You watched the race, Chihuahua Mom, and you cried. Oh, wow.
Talking about the one where Dale Sr. died in.
God. Yeah.
I think that's the one they're referring to.
You've owned 2 bearded dragons, really? Yeah.
Hell, you can buy geckos and bearded dragons right out of our PetSmart.
Yep. I think that's where we got his, was PetSmart. And then all the crap that goes along with it, you know, a heated pad and a hammock, and then he had to have a sombrero.
Got to set up a whole damn terrarium for them.
Yeah, he had like a poncho and sombrero and a little maraca. It's funny as shit. He named him Carlos.
Carlos, that's funny.
Yeah, he's turning 19 in a couple of weeks, and man, I'm like missing the hell out of him living here. When he was here, I was pissed off all the time because everything was dirty, but now I miss him. Are you a grandpa?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember I was telling you the story about my 8-year-old
Oh yeah,
granddaughter
that's
watching
right. My wife has a red-footed box tortoise. What is that? Y'all tell me what that is.
It's a red-footed tortoise.
What is a tortoise?
It's like a turtle,
Oh,
but they're
okay.
huge. But they're huge. Days, no, I don't sing.
Anybody
I
with a
like to
frog?
get in. Oh, I'm a reptile person. I
I
love
bet you
frogs
sing
and
good.
turtles.
You have a good voice. I bet you sing good.
I've never sang a day in my life. I get a lot of
Really?
karaoke channels always wanting me to get up on them, but my type of music wouldn't be others' liking.
I bet you could sing She's Gone good.
I've never tried to do karaoke, to be honest with you. Never a day in my life.
You know my body's high on Constellation. I bet that would be a good one for you. What do you think, Days? Do you think he could sing She's Gone? They think you would sing country. You have
Let me
one
tell you
grandson?
something. I'll tell you like this. I absolutely fucking despise country music, and I hate to say that living in the South.
What's your
Now,
favorite kind of music then?
I listen to a lot of rock and roll and heavy metal. It's just
Oh,
the way
okay.
I've always been.
I
Now,
sang
when I
Holy
was young,
Diver one night, didn't I, Days?
there you go. Holy Diver is one of my favorite songs.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I could never really get into country music. Maybe it's just because of the era of music, country music that I was listening to at the time when I was younger, but listening to someone cry about someone else's boots are under my wife's bed, my dog died, my Ford truck broke
What
down, the
what about
farm's not growing.
Upchurch? Now Upchurch
Yeah,
put some personality in it, like hillbilly, 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 hillbilly. That's a fucking good
yeah,
song if you're from the South. I don't care who you are. I like that song.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Now,
You dig it?
I've seen some of the newer age bands do
Yeah.
country music, and I like some of it, but not all of it. Jolene says Metallica. I used to be a huge Metallica fan till they became sellouts. Their Black album was the last original existing Metallica album that I could ever think of. Everything after the Black album was shit.
That's true. I saw them twice. Once in the '80s and once in the '90s. And in the '90s, I saw them in Greensboro, and they had cut all their hair off, and they sucked.
That's
It
when I stopped listening to them, when they all cut their hair off and
They
changed their
sucked.
sound.
Yes.
And then, well, they didn't have an album come out till recently for so many years because James Hetfield, the front man, he was in rehab for God knows how many fucking years. But that's with any rock and roll band or metal band. They're all drunks or become drug addicts and they go through fucking rehab. And when they do get clean, they're just not the same. But when they were all fucking zooted out, that was probably some of the best music they ever fucking made. And I
Yeah,
get
did
it. I'm all for them getting clean, but it just it changes them as a band.
totally. I forgot who I was gonna ask you if you got into, oh, yeah, Mad Season. Did you dig, Alice in Chains and Lane Staley, Mad Season?
It was sad when Lane Staley passed away. I loved all his music.
My
Days,
all-time favorite is, River of Deceit.
yeah, that's a very good one. Days, I love the song "Sound of Silence," the Disturbed version. Now, I never heard the Simon and Garfunkel version till my wife let me listen to it. I always thought Disturbed did that song like they were the original maker of that song. And
Oh,
she
no
was like,
shit.
"Oh,
How
hell
old are
no."
you?
Me? I'm in my late 40s.
Oh, okay. I guess you would be young.
Yeah. It, it wasn't until my wife told me, she's like, "Oh, hell no. Disturbed's not the original maker of that song. Simon and Garfunkel is."
Simon and Garfunkel, and man, they do
Yeah.
it good.
I like the Disturbed version way better. The Simon and Garfunkel version, it's all right. But I think what probably ruined it for me to appreciate the Simon and Garfunkel version is I heard Disturbed do it first. Now, if I'd have probably heard that version that Simon and Garfunkel did, I could probably appreciate the way they did it and still love it the way Disturbed did it. But just because of the type of music I listen to, Disturbed, they killed that song. Like they did it so perfect in my eyes. Yes, Days. The feeling you get listening to the Disturbed version is, in my eyes, much more moving the way that they do it than how Simon and Garfunkel did it. Which the Simon and Garfunkel version was still good, don't get me wrong. But if I had to pick between the two, I would listen to Disturbed's version over Simon and Garfunkel any day.
My
Julian.
sister, I'm the baby of 5, and one of my sisters, translated that in Latin and turned it in as a project.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how I knew it was Simon Garfunkel. She was a huge fan. Yep. You never knew like, there was always music in my house. Mom was listening to country or bluegrass. My brother was, usually listening to, like, he liked a lot of folk music. And then my sister's was, Elton John or, Simon and Garfunkel, some Elvis, um, Bread, uh, what's his name? Tom Jones. I went and saw Engelbert Humperdinck in concert. That tells you anything.
I just I can't get over that guy's name.
Please
It's
release
just so
me.
funny.
I thought he was good looking when I was 5 years old. White and a tan. That's all you needed. White clothes and a tan in the '70s. Oh,
Right.
what
Yeah,
do
I'm a
you
big
cook?
music
Do you
buff.
like barbecue? Do you like grill?
Both. I like both.
Do you ever video it or go live while you're doing it?
No, actually, I never have, and I always thought about doing it because a lot of
I
people
love
on
watching
YouTube seem to
that.
like that. Yeah,
I
seem to
do.
like that kind of shit.
I do. Yeah, I like, going to somebody's backyard while they cook and talk to them. It would be kind of the same thing, wouldn't it?
I thought about doing some of that with my channel this year coming up. I'm gonna kind of revamp my channel and do some stuff different because I've been doing the RC stuff for so long, but that's because I own muscle cars, I own Harley Davidson, so I'm a big gearhead. So everything around my channel has always had to do with cars and engines and bikes and RC, two-stroke engines and stuff like that. But I've done that for so long. I'm thinking about starting to do like the IRL shit and just fire up a camera and walk around the city or go
Yes.
into a bar, film
Yeah.
me being in a bar fucking drinking or whatever. Because
Yes.
seems to be a pretty big following for that, or just even
Yeah.
doing
Well,
everyday
that
life
way
stuff in your
people
backyard.
live vicarously through you, so
Yeah,
rather than,
yeah, they do.
okay, like, say, "I can't get through customs, so can you take me to the Bahamas?" Right? And,
So
"Hey, go over there and see what
I
that's
was just
like." You
I
know?
was just about to bring that I was just about to bring that up. So a lot of what I watch on YouTube too is what we call the travel channels. And
Yes.
these are guys that go to Thailand, the Philippines,
Yeah, and they
Cambodia,
eat the
Italy,
food and
Germany.
stuff, yes.
Yeah, they just travel around, show the nightlife, show the history, show the ancient ruins and stuff like that. Like I like watching stuff like that. People
Yeah.
that travel to other countries, because
I
chances
like it
are
when
I'll
they go
probably never.
live while they're doing it, though, and so that I can, like, "Hey, can you go over there and see what that is?" Or,
Yeah,
I love that.
those are the channels. Yeah, those are the channels that I watch. They're all live streams. Like they
Mhm.
stream as they're walking down the streets at night and all that stuff. Because chances are I'll probably never get to visit hardly any of them countries.
I have family in Thailand, and so I'm always curious, if I were to ever get to. And so I watch the street food and Anthony Bourdain. I love Anthony Bourdain. So, that's another good one where, something kinda like that concept where you're going along with them. I love that.
Well, a lot of those channels are good, the travel channels, but a lot of the original guys are gone and aren't streaming
I know.
anymore. This
He
day and
died.
age, this day and age, what you have with a lot of the travel channels, it's a young crowd, guys that are single and all they go to these other countries, but they film the nightlife. So it's them going into bars and picking up women
Oh, hell
and,
no.
shit
No.
like that.
I
A
wanna
lot
see
of
all
the
those, like, buildings of, Buddha and stuff. That's what I wanna see.
yeah, and that's the thing. When I
The
started watching a lot of that,
architecture
yeah, those are the guys that I was watching, the guys that showed the history of the countries, and a lot of those guys aren't around anymore.
and the beautiful
It's a younger
foliage.
yeah, it's a younger generation filming the other countries now where they're all single guys worried about being in bars and nightclubs, and it's
Right.
not the same anymore.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.
What's up?
If I
Good to see
haven't
you too.
said
Yeah, brother.
hello to everybody, Dragon Mama, the Freakin', Jolene, Chihuahua Mom, White Rabbit, thank you guys for coming. We were caught up in our groove of talking, and I hope I didn't, ignore anybody. And Rapper, it's always good to see you, honey. I'm sorry you're going through it, I know. It's okay to hang out, man, just don't troll me. I understand, man. Yep, so, I hate going to the doctor. I'm supposed to go to the doctor tomorrow, and I'm, like, already gonna I haven't seen her in, like, I don't know, I guess it was summertime. It's the end of summer. How many times a year do you go for a checkup? Do you go just once?
I go I go once a year when the VA schedules our yearly thing. As long as we don't have anything pressing, they usually call us in once a year to have your yearly checkup,
Mhm.
just for you to get with your primary care provider, and they ask you, you got any new problems that need attention? Nope. All right. See you next year.
You know what I hate about it? It's not seeing the doctor, it's fucking waiting. I can't stand sitting in that room and just waiting. That drives me
That's what I hate.
crazy.
That's what I hate about going to the damn VA. You have
Yeah.
a 2 o'clock appointment in the afternoon. They tell you to show up 15 minutes prior. So you
Mm-hmm.
show up and you check into the front desk at 1:45, waiting for your 2 o'clock appointment. You sit there till fucking 2:30. So now
Oh, it's
you've
an
been
all
there for
day
45.
affair. Yep.
Yeah, then now you've waited 45 minutes already when you had a 2 o'clock appointment. When they
Yep.
finally do call you, the nurse comes in, weighs you, takes your vital, sits you in a room, and then you sit in the room waiting on your primary care provider for another fucking 15 minutes while she finishes up with her previous patient. And then when
Yep.
they get to you, they just ask you a bunch of questions, and
Right.
if there ain't nothing going on, they just tell you, okay, you're free to go. We'll see you next year. And it's like, couldn't you just fucking done this over the phone? You wasted 2 hours of my day to sit up here in the fucking VA. You could have just called me on the phone and I could have told you everything's kosher, nothing's changed. See you next year.
Okay, I'm very grateful that we have a new facility. But okay, I'm gonna complain. I'm gonna be a whiny ass. I'm gonna sound ungrateful. First of all, they should have made it a parking deck. Okay, it is like a football fucking field to walk to get inside the new facility. When you go in, and it is so vast and sprawled out. You'll go in one and, "Okay, well, we need to send you down for, blood work," and it's at the other end of the freaking campus. It's just you know?
Gypsy, you're preaching to the choir because I know exactly what you're talking about. They just built a new VA here, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
guarantee you, yeah, I guarantee you the same layout that we have here, is the same layout they did where you're at.
I mean,
Like
I
you,
we
like, like for me, I have to go to Pod F is
yeah,
where my primary care provider is. So I have to go all the way to the third floor,
right.
check in, and then after you check in, they'll tell you, well, we need you to go do some blood work real quick. Then I got to go back down to the first
Right.
floor,
That's
clear across
right.
the other end of the fucking building that takes you 20 minutes to walk through
That's
all them fucking
right.
halls. It's like, holy shit. You
They
couldn't have
didn't
told me I
think
needed
that
to do all
through.
this before I came in?
And it is
Yeah,
literally a campus. I mean, let's bet that is a campus. That's not a facility. Ours is huge. And I'm like, I I'm not understanding why they don't build parking decks more in North Carolina. What is in the court in Gaston County? It's like 4 and 5 football fields of parking, but it's all flat. It's like, why didn't they build up? Why did they
that's
keep
exactly
going
how it is.
out?
That's how it is with our new VA. The fucking parking lot is bigger than the fucking goddamn building is.
Right? They didn't think it through. I don't know.
Trying to save money.
Things
It
like
would
that
cost.
though. Things like that. And then when they want you to like, go home and save your poop in the refrigerator, I'm not doing that, man. I got kids. I have
Right.
kids. Okay. I'm not I'm not coming back with my poop.
No.
I'm not. I might buy some at Dollar Tree as a joke.
Right?
Some fake dog poop. Here you go. That's the stupidest thing to ask me to go do. I'm not doing that. I'll
Yeah.
just live with my issues. I don't know. Sometimes it's like, I don't know. I know this is like really, paranoid of me thinking, but breast cancer does not run in my family. And I just know if I go get it checked and they keep checking, they're gonna find one. So I'd rather just not know.
Yeah,
I
right?
don't, I
Right?
really because it's very painful. The exam is very painful. So I'll just rather take my chances and let my tarot card tell me what I got.
I hear that.
I'm joking, people. God.
Well, hey,
Gypsy,
Gypsy,
thanks for
it was great talking to you. I gotta hop down off of here because it's already almost 1 o'clock. I got a
yeah,
few
let's go
things I
have some
gotta do.
lunch. Oh, it was good
Cool.
having you, and I hope I didn't bore you.
No, you're good. See, I like channels like this where you just get up and you talk real life with people. It's fun,
Yeah,
without all the bullshit and the
yeah, just shoot
drama
the
and all
shit.
that stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's what that's what I like
it's
doing.
kinda
Just
what you do when
talking
you
with
go for
random people.
a bar beer, right? Sit there at the table and just
Exactly. You're
She's
doing the same
good.
thing in a bar, just talking to random people. It's cool.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you. Have a good day.
I
They're,
appreciate you
they're
letting me
telling
up, and
you
I
that
just
they would like to watch you cook here. They're saying they love watching you cook. I would
well, check
too.
out my channel. You never know. You might see me grilling in the backyard. Everybody's
All
always
right.
welcome on my channel if you want to come check it out.
All right. I'm going to come hungry.
All righty, Gypsy. You have a good day. I'll talk to you later, dear.
Love you. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and close on out and go get me something to eat too. I hope y'all enjoyed today, and we'll see y'all around. Baby, if you ever wondered whatever became of me, I'm living on the air in Winston-Salem, North Kakalaki. Bye, all you beautiful people.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
Life is harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you'll just have to see the fundamentals of our life tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm moving my love. Yeah, when I wake